always film with headphones, so now that I'm not, I'm like really, like, I don't know, I feel so unaware because, like, I can't hear every single noise that my mouth makes, but then when I have the headphones on, it's like so noticeable, so I hope it's not too bad. Also, you'll have to forgive me if there are a lot of cuts in this video. Like I said, I have ear infections and they have caused me, I don't know if it's acute laryngitis again or if it's COVID that I have, I don't know. But something's wrong with my throat, and then now today my nose is a little bit runny, so sorry. But yeah, that's where we are right now. I hope to start making some content on TikTok. And I think over there I'm going to focus on just like tapping and stuff, just tapping. Because I don't know, that is my preference of short-term content. Like when I want to take a nap, I always go to like TikTok or YouTube Shorts or Reels to watch short form ASMR stuff, and I always like the quick taps, So that's the plan. We'll see what happens. Still searching for a job, so that's cool. Oh, also, I never said thank you so much for 150 subscribers. That's so exciting. We're almost at 160, so that's cool. But yeah, I honestly didn't really expect this channel to go anywhere because I'm kind of just here doing it. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm not a professional or anything. Like, I'm not very good, so I just kind of talk. But that's my favorite kind of content, so I just wanted to contribute, I guess. But anyway, yeah, thank you is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, today I thought we could do something a little different. Let me turn that brightness down. And look on Reddit a bit. I have really been enjoying people reading, specifically Coop Noop reading r/niceguys and r/niceGirls content. I think it's like perfect for background noise, which is what I've been using it for mostly. And I just really like it. So I thought maybe we could read a little bit of we'll start with r/niceGirls today. I am gonna censor, when I think about it, I'm gonna censor bad words and like naughty things because I want this to be more friendly towards everyone, but if I forget, I'm sorry. But yeah, I guess I have my little, my iPad here. Let's see if I can. Just clicked on one, but I don't know if we're gonna read this one. Okay, also, if you don't know what a nice girl or nice guy is, it's basically someone that like starts out really nice. They'll give you compliments and kind of like love bomb you, and then once you kind of like are like, oh no thank you, like I'm good, they immediately flip it and turn it around and like start calling you like a fat B person, or you were ugly anyways. That's usually the nice guys. The nice girls are usually like, oh, you're a broke boy and all that stuff. So we'll see how crazy this gets, I guess, but let's do it. Okay, the context for this one. Oh, also, I'm sorry, one more thing, because I was really proud of myself. I ran a 10K Friday, and I was super happy. It wasn't the fastest, but it got done. I'll post a little picture of it because I was happy, y'all. I was really happy. So yeah, half marathon training is going okay. But yeah, that's where we're at. Anyway, also did a sub 35K last Saturday. Didn't this woman for 9 days. The selfishness she speaks of was my monthly date budget being only $400. That's crazy. Okay. She says, blank, it's blank. I really miss you today for some reason. I know it's over, but I hope you're having a good day. I'm gonna go have some of the chocolates you gave me and watch a movie. I wish you were here. And then she sends like a picture of them, I guess. Then she says, 3 hours later, she says, sorry I sent that. I know you don't want to talk to me anymore. Bye. And then, oh my gosh, 4 hours later, again, 4.5 hours later, she says, sometimes I get sad because I miss you. Then she says, then she unsent a message. I wonder what was in that. And she says, sorry, I've been drinking. Sweet dreams. And then the next morning, she says, hey, don't take any of that seriously. I'm still very materialistic, and my standards will never change. I'm so happy it's over. Of course, I miss the affection, but you could never be my husband. That's insane. Just too selfish and effeminate and soft. I'm gonna delete your number. Don't know why it's still here. That's insane. Bro, how are you gonna be dating someone and they're like, oh, like, in this economy, they're like, I don't want to spend over $400 a month on dates, which is a lot in my opinion. And then you're gonna be like, you're effeminate and selfish and soft. You could never be my husband. That's crazy, that's crazy. And I understand people have like things that they want, but I don't know, at least I guess she's self-aware that she's materialistic. I don't know, that's crazy. Okay, I found another one. The context says, she preaches love and kindness, then calls me meaningless for not worshiping her God. Oh gosh. She said, hi, I'm fine. Sorry for arguing with you. I don't like debates about God because there is no winner. I understand if you don't want to talk anymore. And he replied, hey, I'm sorry. I'm fine dating someone who believes differently, but I do need us to respect each other's views. It just matters to me that we both feel heard and respected. That's valid, that's valid. My boyfriend and I have different views and it's fine. She said, but you didn't respect my beliefs, and me not respecting your lack of belief is not a belief. That's interesting. She says, I think it was more your tone, like you were making fun of me and then you said you hope you go to hell, so that is jarring. So I didn't feel heard or respected, if that is your claim, but I also just do not want to debate that topic, but you kept asking me to debate questions. But if you think back, I never asked you a question first about why you don't believe. So your debate comes off more like you think you're smarter. I'm gonna be honest, half of that stuff she just said does not really make sense to me. Like, he kept asking her questions, I understand that. I think it's more of just like, when you're trying to get to know someone, it's nice to know, like, what their beliefs are, because if you are someone that wants to be with someone who shares those beliefs, then that's something important to kind of like get out of the way, get ahead of, so that you don't waste each other's time, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, I kind of understand him asking questions. Him saying, like, I hope I go to hell, I don't know, that might have been unnecessary, but also could have been just like a joke. We don't know, we weren't there, so let's see. Then he says, I really appreciate you sharing how you feel. I honestly have no issue dating someone with different beliefs, but I'm not going to change my own, and I know you shouldn't have to either. Valid. To be clear, agnostic agnosticism isn't atheism, and it isn't a lack of belief, but I'm also not looking to debate that. Oh, so he's agnostic. I think when you're agnostic, you I'm sorry if I get this wrong, you believe that there is something, right? Like, you don't know what it is, but you believe that there is something, there is some higher power. Is that right? I'm sorry if it's not. Correct me if I'm wrong. He says, I also wasn't trying to sound smarter. That's not what these conversations are about to me. I do apologize if it felt that way, and how I came across. I think you deserve someone who shares your beliefs and can meet you where you are, and I can't provide that, nor will I change my own beliefs, much like I wouldn't expect you to change yours for me. I think that is super mature and respectable. I think that was a great response. And then she says, perfect timing, haha, classic, 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 ha 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 ha. You're an a-hole. You're just another D-word who used me love-bombing douche. I personally did not see any love bombing occur. To me, here's how it sounds. It sounds like they went on one date, maybe a couple. They were talking, got into an argument, obviously. Sounds like they both kind of apologized and were agreeing at first, but then she was like, but you didn't respect me, da-da-da. Which, I mean, we don't know what happened there, but I'm gonna guess that he probably didn't respect her, but because he wouldn't change his views to fit hers, she didn't like that. That's my guess. And then she just called him a love-bombing douche. I don't know how he showed those traits, but I guess maybe he did. I don't know. Okay, let's find another one. Oh goodness, this one is kind of long. I try not to read them before, so let's see if we can find if this one is good. I apologize if it sucks. The guy says this post, oh I'm sorry, the last one was by Cascadian Alien. I've also been getting into inaudible whispering a little more, but only when Kinpup ASMR does it. Cause there's not a lot of mouth sounds. I don't know how he does it, but I really enjoy it. Anyway, I'm sorry. This is by JS1021_. So let's see what happens. So he starts off by, hi blank, how are you doing? She says, I'm doing good, and how are? And then he says, I'm also good, thanks. So, how has Tinder been going for you so far? She says, dramatic, yo. How's it been for you? She's valid for that. Tinder is terrible. That's where I met my boyfriend, but before I met him, y'all, I'm sorry if you're out there on the dating apps. It is rough out there. At least it was when I was on them. I can't imagine it's much better. But it's it's so hard to meet people otherwise, so I'm sorry, y'all. He says, dramatic, what happened? Side eye emoji. It's been a bit tiring for me, to be honest, he says. Then she says, that we can talk about in person. It can be tiring. But your bio also indicates you're not sure of what you're looking for. Why is that? That's a valid question. But also, if someone says that and you think that they should be ready for whatever you're looking for, then maybe you shouldn't match with them. He said, oh, okay, we should organize a coffee date then. Perfect. He says, it's just something I mindlessly selected when I was setting the profile up. I even forgot just checked yours. Are you actually looking for friends on the app? She said, LOL, you say it like there's something wrong with that. And he sends like a laughing gif of Leonardo DiCaprio. And he said, not to state the obvious, but it's a dating app. Then, not to state the obvious, she says, but that option has been made available to me. The sass is coming out, he said. Sweating emoji with the laugh. Okay, fair enough. So you are looking for platonic ... type friends. She said, honestly, this is how I'm choosing to approach the dating scene. Hey, men. Sorry, my notifications. I get distracted. Let me turn it on. Not airplane on. Do not disturb. Do not disturb me. She said, honestly, this is how I'm choosing to approach the dating scene. Hey, ... Men are really becoming weirder, like, I don't know what's in the air. He said, oh, okay, I hear you. How have we become weird, though? And how does your approach take care of the weirdness? She said, you guys don't want to put in the work anymore. Hey, not sure if I'm supposed to have a specific approach to a man's behavior. Low-key, I kinda think they're both valid here, to be honest. He said, I'm not saying you're supposed to have an approach. I'm just asking about the approach you said you have / are already using. Oh, what does putting in the work look like to you? And does everyone you've tried to date behave the same way? I think he's asking, like, if she says, like, oh, all my exes are crazy, like, if a man or a woman or whoever, if a partner says that, usually it's not the case, y'all. It's a red flag, okay? It's a red flag. She said, I now have the fear of meeting people, so there's that. But there was this one that asked me to bring a bikini to a date, assuming we'd go back to his place. I see a lot of that here. And then I think she's responding to, what does putting in the work look like to you? And she said, actually doing the things I like, which is valid. But at the same time, if you're in a relationship, like, it's all about give and take, right? Like, sometimes you have to do things that you like, and sometimes you have to do things that the other person likes. You don't just get to do what you like all the time. Like, you're not the only one involved in this. He says, he's responding to the first one about the bikini, I think. He says, that's really messed up, and there are quite a lot of people like that on the app. People looking for hookups. I mean, that's mostly what it's for, I feel like. But that still shouldn't formulate your general opinions about everyone that you're going to meet. Valid. Once you see a red flag, just break it off. You don't have to meet these people. I'll tell you a story about one of mine in a second. He said, so, if men do the things that you like, then they would be putting in the work. She said, I'm not sure how I feel about telling a 34-year-old man what putting in the work looks like. That's kind of valid. It has to be like a give and take, but I don't know. And then he said, I mean, for a 27-year-old, I'd expect you to understand subjectivity, which relates to your personal feelings and opinions. Naturally, only you would. Supposed to, in brackets. No. Hence the question from my side. If you check the last part of my question, I specifically say, what does it look like to you? So regardless of my age, you should be able to express yourself and what you want. Shrugging emoji. He's using a lot of shrugging emojis. I don't know if I like it that much. And then, what happened? Oh, I guess she didn't respond because that's the end of it. Interesting. But like said, like, it shouldn't formulate your general, like I said, it shouldn't formulate, like, your general opinions about everyone. I think that's valid, especially on dating apps. Like, there are a lot of scumbags on there, obviously, or, like, for guys, I've heard that it's a lot of, like, girlies or bots, even, like, a lot of bots trying to sell, like, content to them, and it's a lot of, like, fake profiles. So I've heard that's for the guys. For the girls, it's just a lot of weirdos that just want to send pictures or receive pictures, but that's, or, you know, whatever. Or, like, if you're afraid that someone's going to harm you, like, nobody's forcing you to go out with anybody. I'm not blaming people that get harmed. Like, obviously some people are very good at hiding their intentions, especially when it comes to that. There are crazy people. Please be safe if you're on these apps. But at the same time, like, if someone, so for example, I was talking to this man, I don't even remember his name now, to be honest, but he was like, yeah, like, we could go have dinner, okay, and then we could go to a movie, which to me, movie dates are, especially for a first date, are kind of boring, because, like, I can't really get to know you. But since he said dinner first, I was like, oh, bet, like, we can do that. But then the day of, he switched it up to, like, actually, like, you should just come to my house. And I blocked him, to be honest, because I wasn't trying to do that. I did not feel safe going to, especially switching it up last minute. I did not feel safe going to someone's house right away. And that was just me. It was giving, I don't know, I was just afraid. It scared me, so I blocked him. And that was that. So, like, I understand if you have bad experiences, and if you do have trauma from that, I am so sorry. But at the same time, it's like, you can block any of these people. You do not, if they tell you to take a bikini to a date, like, don't go to the date. That's weird. Unless you want to do that, that's fine. But if you don't, then don't go, you know, and be safe. Like, yo, if you're on these apps, I'm begging you, please meet these people in person first, because you never know what some of these people's intentions are. Like, they could harm you, so please be careful. Anyway, I don't know how to feel about that one. I feel like they were both kind of just, like, not really into each other. Like, they were just kind of, I feel like they were both a little argumentative, so I don't know if that was really, like, a nice girl or whatever. I feel like she was just kind of dumping other experiences that she's had onto him, which is, I get it, like, if she's traumatized, but also, like, go to therapy, I guess, man. Like, just deal with it. I like, figure, don't just deal with it, but, like, learn how to understand it and how to break free from that, I guess. Like, it will always be with you, but there are ways that you can live with it without feeling constant fear. I believe, at least that's been my experience with things such as that, I guess is what I'll say. Okay, let's see. Oh, I think this one's a real nice girl. Okay, this guy's name is Energy Content 4386, and he says, I guess I don't know if all of these are men, I'm sorry for assuming. They say, let her down easy and got this. And then, so, the only text that I can see of him is, I am feeling overwhelmed by classes, rowing, and other commitments, and don't think I will have time to hang out in the near future. Being totally open, that's good. And she said, hey, yeah, honestly, same for me. It was really nice to meet you, but I am always really packed with a lot of stuff, and don't think I could hang out as often. I think she might be lying. She says, just don't want to make you think that I don't give you too much time, but honestly, I really don't have time at all, lol. And then she says, hey, by the way, wanted to say something. I just read some of it. You're probably one of the most socially awkward guys I had ever met, LMAO. I would rather get back with my ex than want to hang out with someone like you, LOL. Yo, ocean, and the little caption says, "For not loving cooking enough to make it a career." Okay, interesting. So he says, "It's an activity where I can be creative and experiment." I'm assuming he's talking about cooking. "I love trying new spices and seasoning combos, adding or removing an ingredient, or even just plating nicely for me to enjoy before I devour it and dread the cleanup." Value. That's totally valid. I love cooking. I think it's fun. But I do hate the cleanup. She said, "Okay, why don't you work in culinary? I hate when Americans do this. They're so preposterous and ridiculous. It's clear as day what they need to do for work, and they won't do it because they're taught to be morons. Are you a moron, or will you do what you need to? Anyway, you seem really stupid and stunted to me. Grow up and follow your passions. I have no patience for babies that work a 9 to 5 for no one. Effing grow up and try again." And then she left the chat room. I guess you're not allowed to have hobbies anymore. If you have a hobby, you need to go and make it your career and basically do it until you hate it. And yeah, no hobbies allowed. My boyfriend likes working on cars. He enjoys it and he's good at it. And I asked him, like, if we, like, won the lottery, would you want to do that, like, just as, like, a little job for fun? And he said no, because I feel like I would kind of lose, like, the joy that I have for it. Totally valid. So I guess this girl is saying, like, you like cooking, you should just do it as a job. That's not how this works. Not everybody wants to do what they enjoy doing as a job, because usually when you do it so much, like, you enjoy it less, right? So, I mean, not all the time, but you know what I'm saying. Interesting. This guy said, Foreign Park 9206 says, "I don't know if this is nice girl material, but I needed to share, cause WTF." So he sent, like, a Leonardo DiCaprio gif saying, "This is me looking at you." Okay, being a little flirty. She said, "Thanks, TBH, I'ma be honest, I'm not on here to waste anybody's time. I'm looking for marriage, seriously. But again, I'm a single mom, my bills are paid, but sometime it get hard. So I'm also looking for someone that has money and gives me money whenever I ask for it. I won't ask for anything unless it's very important. Not looking for anyone to take care of me or my kids, but that's if you want to. I'm just in need of a little help here and there, but I'm also open to getting to know someone, not just about money or what I have going on. But I know some of you, man, not on here for real love, so if the money is right, I'll shake the butt tonight." Hashtag jokey joke. Why did you put a hashtag in a text? That is a bit strange to me. But I guess that she was open and honest. I don't know. That's an interesting text to send. I understand, like, that's what you're looking for. It's good to be real about that. But I also think that that might be an unrealistic standard, sadly. So there are people for sure that will do that for you, but I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to look. Maybe get on Feet Finder. I feel like people will help you out there. Maybe I don't know. I've debated Feet Finder a couple times, y'all, not gonna lie. If you're on Feet Finder, let me know. Should I do it? Anyway, he replies, "I'ma be real. I don't know what was more overwhelming, the whole message right off the bat, or the fact that there wasn't a single period in that whole thing." He's right. There wasn't. She, like, when it was like a new sentence, she, like, triple spaced. prison tat. Prison tat. And he says, I thought the posts in here were fake rage bait until my good buddy received this. Let's see what he received. So, she says, have you worked there long? He says, I've been doing line work for 24 years. That's respectable for sure. She said, wow, do you make enough money to comfortably take on a 46-year-old dependent? I'm not trying to be rude, but I think they are important questions. He said, I honestly don't know that answer. To be completely honest with you, I was kind of looking for someone to be a partner, someone to help with the bills and everything. That's valid. She said, I know that it will take some time to get on disability. I shouldn't have waited so long to sign up. Okay, so she's gonna be on disability, I get that. But I feel like it is a big ask to do someone that you've never even met. I'm assuming they haven't met. To say, like, she doesn't even know what he did for work. They definitely haven't met. To say, are you willing to take on a new dependent? That's a lot to ask from someone that you would only be dating for at least a while, right? Like, you're not gonna get married right away. And he said, my plan is to retire in 5 years, so if I have someone that's not bringing in any money, that won't work. I'm not trying to be rude, I'm just trying to be honest. If he wants to retire, that's totally valid. And she said, I wish you would have brought it up instead of waiting for me, but good luck. How would he have known that? Was he supposed to know that? I don't know. He said, good luck to you as well. And she said, just an FYI, this is how online dating works. If a woman can support herself, she's not looking for someone who works too much. I'm sure it's what led to your divorce, but we'll keep you single. Telling someone that they are fully responsible for their divorce is crazy. Sometimes, like, it mostly is one person, but usually it's like a two-person dance, and saying that is crazy, especially when you don't know this man. She said, you had a chance to help a cancer patient, but stay single. That's insane to play that card. Almost all of my grandparents have died from cancer. I cannot imagine them. Like, my cousins never visited my grandma, to be honest. Hey, if you're watching this, hey y'all. But, they never visited her. But she would never, like, message them and say, like, I'm terminally ill, like, you don't visit. She never guilt-tripped them because I guess she didn't see a point. Like, it's just unnecessary. If someone wants to help you and wants to be with you, they will, but there's really no point playing that card, especially with a stranger. He said, roger that, thank you. Then she said, who doesn't work? Clueless, absolutely clueless. Like, what? You were the one that wasn't working. If you want to retire, people that retire don't work. Does she understand that? I don't know. That's crazy. Okay, you guys, we're gonna do one more. One more, okay? One more. He says, good morning. Oh, I'm sorry. The post is by SureRelative283. And the little caption says, nicest girl I've met, by the way. He says, good morning, with a little kissy face emoji. You know, she said, I don't think I want to do this anymore. This is just not making me happy. He said, okay. She said, wish you the best. That's so crazy, lol. He said, it's not. You woke up mad. You were mad yesterday probably because I didn't text you much. Either way, it spilled over into today. That's unfortunate, but it happens. She said, that wasn't what upset me. It's cool though. I didn't wake up mad either. I was sleeping fine and woke up great. He said, how am I supposed to know when all I get is nothing when I ask? Any other time it's clear communication, especially when I do something wrong. She said, I'm over repeating it, that's why. I tell you for the 100th time why the same thing bothers me. Mr. Busy wasn't texting me back, and I understood you were busy, but when I was getting videos on Insta, so you're not that busy, lol. And then I wake up, and you see me on the camera, and don't say a word, no good morning or hi. You're just like, oh shoot, let me text her good morning now. I'm just over it. He said, I didn't send you anything on Insta yesterday. She said, that's a lie. He said, 9 p.m. or whenever that was, when I was getting close to getting off work and wasn't busy. She said, 6:12, 6:16, and 6:17 you did. That's okay. He said, and I was talking to you. She said, but you still hadn't texted me back. I'm not doing this. I cried all night and barely fell asleep an hour ago. You have the receipts, I do. Go look yourself. Take care. He said, okay. That is what makes these type of people the most upset. When you don't give them a reaction or something, they cannot stand it. She said, I'm tired of BS excuses. It's so easy to go look yourself and be like, dang, I didn't. I'm sorry, that wasn't intentional, or anything other than lies. He said, it's very controlling and very manipulative. I was working and had time to respond. It's good to know that you didn't care how my day went. Very small window to talk to you, which I did. But one missed text and now I'm not crap. She said, oh goodness, y'all. She sent the whole book. She said, laughing, crying emoji. Controlling and manipulative. I'm not demanding to do anything. I let you show me who you are, and I'm deciding it isn't what I want. How is that control? I let you know the things I like, what I'm looking for, what I don't like, and I'm deciding you aren't aligning with those things. I didn't sit here and flip out last night. I just kept note and decided this just isn't making me happy. Don't play victim now either. No one said you're not crap. I just said I'm not happy. I mean, she told him that he's giving BS excuses, but I don't know. He said, then go be happy. She said, absolutely will. He said, okay. She said, you do the same. Dude, people for real break up with their partners over text. That's insane. Every time that I have wanted to or had to, I guess, break up with a partner, I always tell them, like, can I please see you? Like, we need to have a discussion about this. And either we talk about what's been going on, or, you know, if they say, like, this just isn't really like what I'm into right now, like I'm not really looking for this kind of thing, then you say no worries and you end it and you break up amicably and you move on. Okay, breaking up with people over text is crazy though to me. Anyway, sorry, this is like a very different kind of video. I don't really know if that's relaxing, but I just like whispers, so that's what I did.